Made some calls and we got our mojo working.
You know it.
Well, here we go. This is going to be fun. Our next guests have written this new book entitled Tim and Tom, an American comedy in black and white. It's in stores now. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the funny and talented Tom Dreesen and Tim Reid. Kids, come on out. All right, let's cover a little background material here. First of all, it's a fascinating, great, fun book to read. And culturally, socially, it's informative. And if you're also interested in show business, it's great for people who want to know what show business was like in the last 20 or 30 years. And you guys got together and formed a comedy team how long ago?
Oh, actually, next year is our 40th year in show business. Yeah. A year from September.
Yeah, wow.
40th year in show business. Yeah. And it was purely by accident.
What did you do before you were a comedy team?
Well, I just graduated from college and moved to Chicago. I'd worked for DuPont. I was the first black hired by DuPont from a historically black college. And I moved to Chicago, and I had been raised in an all-black community, had not had any social contact with white America whatsoever. And so I moved to Chicago, and actually, in doing the book, we discovered that Tom was my first white friend.
Is that right?
Yeah. And just think, I learned everything I know about white people from Tom. How tragic.
That's too bad, isn't it?
By the way, that's what you have in common. You learned everything about white people from me, too.
And how did you guys then meet?
Oh, well, we were in the JCs. Tim, I was very active in community affairs in the Junior Chamber of Commerce. Tim joined the JCs. And we worked on a drug education program. We had a concept to teach grade school children the ills of drug abuse with humor. You know, they actually were not teaching drug education in colleges or in high schools in those days. So we were really pioneers at that. So we went into the elementary schools, the grade school, and it became a huge success. And one day a little 8th grade girl said, "You guys are funny." A little 8th grader said, "You guys are funny. You ought to become a comedy team." And,
yeah. We've been listening to 8th graders ever since.
Ever since.
Is that what this is a picture of here?
Yeah, that's us in one of the classrooms.
Yeah.
Harvey, Illinois, 1968. There they are talking to the kids about, you know, don't be taking drugs.
We played music and did jokes and all.
And then what is this?
Okay.
That was when we took her advice, and that's our first picture. Tim and I like to refer to this picture as that looks like Slick and Bones. That was the first. We went on stage right after that for the first time.
So this was a big life change, and an unusual, because nobody was doing. There wasn't a black and white comedy team. I don't think there never has been.
We're America's first black and white comedy team, and we were the last.
Well, until McCain and Obama.
Oh, yeah.
That was the second.
So you go out and you get gigs in the beginning, and that must have been tough, because in those days there weren't comedy clubs everywhere, so you really had to kind of pick and choose and make your own venues.
There were no comedy clubs in America in those days, and there was one in New York, the Improvisation, but it didn't pay. So Tim and I would go anywhere we could, and actually the 4th time we ever appeared on stage, it was our 4th time, a guy put a lit cigarette out in Tim's face. And then tried to beat me half to death.
Yeah.
You know,
he was a huge man. He outweighed us about 100 pounds. And I remember in the struggle, I grabbed a full bottle of ketchup and I hit him over the head. Bam! And he didn't recognize the blow whatsoever.
Really?
I said to myself, Tom's really in trouble.
Yeah. And then the best part is now he's all scarred up and I'm all beat up. I thought I was never going to breathe again. It was really a brutal battle. And I boxed him when I was in the service, so I knew a little bit, but this guy so outweighed me. Yeah. We get in the car and I can hardly breathe, and Tim's all scarred up. We get in the car, we started to drive away, and Tim looked at me and he said, "Welcome to show business."
Yeah. And how did people react to a black man and a white man together? Were they ready for that? Were they stunned by that? I mean, were the audiences attuned to that, or did it take them a while to sort this out?
Well, you know, you got to put it in context. In 1968, when we met, we had just lost 2 of our great leaders, Dr. King and Robert Kennedy. We'd just gone through the '68 convention, which was a ride. There was demonstrations in the streets, anti-Vietnam War demonstrations, drug revolution, sex revolution, riots, race riots. So we thought, what a good time to go out and do black and white comedy.
Yeah. You thought it was a good idea.
Let me at him. What about, did you have hecklers? Did you know how to deal with hecklers?
I got to tell you a great story. We were working an all-black club in Detroit called the 20 Grand. And Tim and I were sitting there. We're new. We're such young kids. And we're trying to write material. We didn't know what comedy material we're trying. So we're sitting around, and I said to Tim, I got an idea, Tim. If a white guy heckles you, you know, I'll jump up and I'll say, hold it, buddy. Leave him alone. He's mine. Go get your own. After all, you know how hard they are to train. And Tim went, oh, Tom. Tim said, oh, Tom, he said, that's a bit racist. I said, oh, Tim, I'm sorry. He said, no, don't apologize. We're trying to write material here. He said, that's what you got to do. You got to keep that creative juices flowing. He said, but it was a bit racist. I said, I'm sorry. No, Tom, don't apologize. He said, I know you didn't mean it, but it's a bit racist. I said, okay. And I swear to you, this is the truth. That night, we go on stage in this all-black audience, and a black guy way in the back hollered out, hey, white boy, what the hell are you doing in this neighborhood? And Tim jumped up and said, hold it, brother. Leave him alone. He's mine. Go get your own. After all, you know how hard they are to train. And when we left that night, Tim said, you know what, Tom, you're right. That was funny.
Well, it's a great read. It's fun, also very serious, very touching. And of course, Tom went on to appear on the Tonight Show countless times, and worked with Frank Sinatra for many, many years. And Tim, of course, WKRP in Cincinnati, and Frank's place. So it worked out well for everybody. And
by the way, I appeared on the David Letterman show as many times as I appeared on the Tonight Show.
Yeah, where'd that get you? And it's just tremendous. It's a great chronicle of the times and the careers, and just fascinating look into the lives of these two gentlemen. TimandTomComedy.com. You go to the website. What happens there?
Well, they can see video of us?
And we're video, and also where we're signing. We're signing here at Lincoln Center.
Oh, a big signing at Lincoln Center.
Lincoln Center.
Well, as long as you're signing books, take this one with you. Okay? Maybe we can get a thing going.
Wait a minute.
There's his Barnes & Noble at Lincoln Center. Tom Dreesen and Tim Reid, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back with the Kings of Leon.